highly on the rise in Cameroon and beyond. And according to the World Health Organization, approximately 12 million girls aged 15 to 19 and about 777,000 girls below the age of 15 give birth each year in developing countries. At least 10 million unintended pregnancies occur each year among adolescent girls aged 15 to 19 in the developing world. Of the estimated 5.9 million abortions that occur each year because adolescent girls, 3.9 are unsafe, leading to maternal mortality and lasting problems. Today on Village Kreatifzity, we're going to be talking about teenage pregnancy.
Thank you for having subscribed to Village Kreatifzity. You are a citizen and you are amazing. So right away we are having our talk session on teenage pregnancy, and of course we have two amazing teenagers with us in Village Kreatifzity. To my right I have Pearly, a very smart, intelligent, you see her beautiful smile like that. She's a very beautiful girl, intelligent, yes, all of those good stuff. And we have to my left Joy, and Joy is yet another beautiful, smart, oh I already said beautiful, smart, you know what I'm saying, teenager. And they are going to be sharing with us their perspectives of what they understand as teenage pregnancy. What is teenage pregnancy according to them? Because they are both teenagers. And what do they think are the causes? What do they think are the consequences? And what do they think are the possible solutions to teenage pregnancy, towards solving the issue of teenage pregnancy plaguing us? So right away I'm going to go to Pearly. So Pearly, tell us who you are. Yes, you are the who. You are the who in this country.
I'm girl Pearly, as earlier said. I'm a young girl, still in school, but trying to have a better future.
Okay. To my left, Joy, who are you in this country?
I am a woman. Well, I'm Gawe Joy and I am a student, obviously.
Okay.
Well, I'm just trying to be me. It's hard. This teenage years is hard.
Okay, that's a good one. We are going to understand why being a teenager is hard. Maybe because of the little things that you experience as a teenager growing up and all of that. So now let us get your perspectives. What do you understand by teenage pregnancy?
Well, for me, teenage pregnancy is when girls between 13 to 19 years old get pregnant.
Wow, interesting. Joy, do you share the same view?
Well, thank you for that wonderful question. In my point of view, teenage pregnancy is when an underage girl, according to law, is conceived with a child.
Okay, that's a good one. It's conceived with a child. Okay, I think what you are trying to say is when a child that is underage, say around 13 to 19, or in some cases even 9 to 19,
Yes.
get pregnant, right?
Yes.
And so now, what do you people think are the causes? So let me first ask this question. Do you know of anybody, or do you have any classmates that have gotten pregnant?
Yeah, a handful of them, a few actually.
Your friends?
Yeah,
from
my
school?
friends from school.
Okay, how about you, Joy?
None that I know.
For now, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So now I want you people to tell me. You might know some of the reasons why, say maybe your classmate could get pregnant, right?
Okay.
Some of the reasons why they could get pregnant, or the reasons why they have already gotten pregnant.
Yeah.
So I want you to be able to share that with us. What can push? What do you think? What are some of the things that you've observed that are making some of your classmates to get pregnant?
For starters, I think it's peer pressure.
Okay.
Yes, for the quest to be famous, and in this age it's all around boys. So now when they try to attract boys to themselves, and the boys get the wrong message, and sometimes they might be violated, and sometimes they might have their rights violated as well through rape or other sexual violence that may cause them to have pregnancy. While some is that maybe parental neglect. They might be neglected by their parents at home, especially the mothers. Maybe they don't take care of their children, and the girls too will try to venture out to get to know things by themselves, and might lead them to that.
Okay, interesting. That's an interesting one. Joy, what do you think are some of the reasons? What do you think can make you or any of your classmates to get pregnant?
Well, I think neglect.
Okay.
Neglect is a big contribution to that. Because like, if you're a girl and let's say no one notices you, no one sees who you are, then you try to be something you're not. A whole level of different. And that might cause indecent dressing, blah blah blah. And that is one of the reasons why girls get pregnant, because boys, they always get the wrong message. You might try to be known, but you don't want to get sexually involved, but they might see that in a different way. So I think one of the key points is neglect.
So, viewers all over the world.
Yes, worldwide. It's a worldwide video.
Don't forget to oh wow! Don't forget to give us a thumbs up to this. So, like we've listened, they talk of neglect as a major factor, and we are pointing this out to any parent who is out there. If you have teenagers, please do not neglect them. So now I want to understand the aspect of neglect. When you say neglect, in what aspect? Is it that the parents don't provide the things that the teenagers need, or is it that the parents don't advise the children on these things? So neglect on what aspect?
Neglect as just like, as a mother, that we're concerned mostly on the mother part, the mother girl talk, right? As the mother cannot, like an African day kind of setting, the mother cannot sit and talk to the child about things like menstruation, cannot sit and talk to the child about things like teenage pregnancy. Like the child will try to venture out and know by herself, which she did not have that mindset, she did not have that advice from her mother. And now, most of the girls, let's say the aged ones like 15, 16 like that, their parents may be poor, they don't have money to provide for them. So they will not seek that financial support from men out there. Men too that will try to take advantage of them, try to befriend them, like sugar daddies and all of that. They will not try to seek attention from them out there and we get involved with them sexually and attain pregnant.
Oh, beautiful answer. Joy, what gets your own perspective? So, is it that girls are neglected in terms of they are not being provided the things that they need, or they are not being given advice by their parents? Neglect in what sense?
Well, Sanjay, thank you very much for that amazing question. Neglect in the sense that they are not giving too much attention, because the lack of attention mostly goes to the girl child. Like, she's just a girl, she does not have a really high level of importance. Their parents, knowingly or unknowingly, might neglect the child one way or another. That causes the child to find refuge somewhere else, to be loved in a different way, because girls have very sensitive feelings. So that causing, they would like to see what the world will give them. You want to feel loved. So I think that's very important. Neglect in the sense that no attention.
Okay, that's a good answer. That means therefore we can say that parents need to be able to pay more attention to their girls and create good relationship with their girls, right?
Yes.
So that we can prevent the aspect of teenage pregnancy. Because if you have a good relationship with your child, obviously when they start reaching a certain age, like the teenage age, you can be able to educate them about things like sex and all of that, so that they are aware of what they are facing, or the fact that since their bodies are changing, men will become attracted towards them.
Yes.
So now I want us to talk on the consequences, because we want other girls out there to be able to learn or to be aware that these are the consequences if you should get into this kind of situation, so that it will be like a call, like an alert, so that they'll always have it in their mind that if they go there, this is what they are going to face. So what do you think can be some of the consequences of getting pregnant as a teenager?
Well, for the medical part of it, death might be a consequence, because their bodies are still tender and their wombs are not yet, they are not expanded,
It's not mature.
it's not mature enough to carry a child.
Yes.
So at that time, maybe in the course of giving birth,
Yeah.
you might suffer from bleeding.
Yeah.
You might suffer from this thing, your organs may be displaced in a kind of way that might just
affect you to the point that you can actually die.
You can die because of miscarriage and also the death of the baby and the death of your own self too. So it's kind of, and then mentally you're not stable. So I suffer from depression and all of that. And then from your parents too, there will be a negative energy from them towards you. You feel like an outcast in the society. So that's some of the consequences of teenage pregnancy.
Okay, so Joy, what do you think if you should get pregnant? What do you think are some of the consequences that you can experience?
High level of shame.
Okay.
Like if you're a girl who everybody thought, she's so perfect, that Mary, all that, and you get pregnant. The worst is the shame or the feeling your parents have with you. Understand what I mean? Like that sense of like they just
Like you
feel good girl.
you've disappointed them.
Yes, that's very good one. You've disappointed them. You'll be so ashamed, like you're staying at home with a big belly bump and your classmates are cool. Let's see the ones who didn't even like you pass and they look at you with that kind of look. All the disappointment from the community. You see that girl not well trained. I mean, the shame will be too much. You'll not be able to put your head high. You're only walking like this, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And their confidence, the confidence level will be very, 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 very low. It's very hard for some girls to get over their first early pregnancies.
Wow. I'm amazed. I must say you girls are so intelligent, honestly. So thank you guys. Like these are my nieces. I don't know, most of you wouldn't know. And it's not like we had to script all of this and read it to them. So they're just talking on the basis of what they know can be some of the consequences. And the consequences of teenage pregnancy are many. Some of the before that, let me give some of the other causes. Some of the causes can still be, aside from teenage pregnancy, girls or teenagers' exposure to pornographic content on the social media. Another one could be their inability to be able to access some of these sexual reproductive health materials for themselves that they can use during this period that they are active. The lack of sex education in schools is another aspect where children are not being educated about some of these things, and so they go in without being aware of anything about sex. They just want to experiment. They're just inquisitive. When they watch it in the, say, maybe in the pornographic content or maybe in a film, they feel like, how is this thing like? So they want to experiment. Now, when they are exposed to all of this and then they go now into the experimenting factor, a major thing that can be able to stop them will be now that aspect where they have a good relationship with their parents who have been giving them advice, and with that they'll keep that will be able to be like a major factor that can stop them from getting pregnant. And like you also mentioned, another aspect is the spirituality aspect, where a child who is really grounded spiritually will be very hard for them to venture into those kind of things. Those some can still go out and still want to try things out. So we believe that these are some of the things that can cause. And at the end of the day, you see that they suffer not only health-wise, but they can also suffer financially. In terms of, say, they are not economically empowered. Maybe they were just going to school. They have no skills. And so with that now they got suddenly pregnant. The family maybe is not well off financially. So the girls now are stuck on the aspect of having to manage themselves and manage the baby. And maybe the parents might neglect them even more during this period of pregnancy. And so they start suffering with having to manage or access some basic things for themselves. They will lack some opportunities that they can access and all of that. So there is just so much causes and consequences to teenage pregnancy. So now they have mentioned the aspect of neglect, that mentioned some of the consequences and all of that. I want you to be able to talk to your friends as teenagers. So I believe that you are smart enough, right? So now what kind of advice can you give to your friend that you think can be able to prevent them from getting pregnant?
Well, for the advice I would give to my friends is that we should try to maintain our pride. We as girls, we are beautiful the way we are. We shouldn't need boys or others to tell us that we're beautiful, because that's the thing they used to play with our mind. We should know that we're beautifully made, that God created us perfect, beautiful, wonderful, and everything. And we should stick close to our parents, we should follow their advices. Because most of us whom our parents advise us, most of us, we should try to listen to them, and we should try to relate with mostly our mothers for the girls. We should try to learn to confide ourselves in them. They might shout at you, but they always advise you to follow the right path.
Excellent. Joy, what would you give as an advice?
Well, my advice to you all is that I want you guys to try to think for yourself. Be smart. Don't let anyone try to fool you. You are who you are. Nothing can change that. You don't need someone to tell you you're gorgeous. You don't need someone to say you look good. You don't need someone to say the dress you're putting on fits you. No. You should know that by yourself. And another aspect is that you need to be spiritually strong. Because if you know the word of God, not only in your mind but in your heart, nothing can take you down. Because it is in the word of God that God says you are the apple of his eyes. Why do you need someone else to tell you that? So you need to be very spiritually strong. So
Wow.
that's my advice.
I'm blown, guys. I'm blown. Oh, I'm a teenager. I will get pregnant. I'm gonna get pregnant. I'm so blown.
If you get pregnant, I will beat her to death.
Oh, okay. So that was an amazing session. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share. And if you want us to do more of such videos, comment down below. And don't forget to ring that notification bell for more updates from us. And guess what? We'll be surprising you in our next video. So stay tuned to Village Kreatifzity because you are a